Please be seated. It's one of my favorite moments. Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Amy Murtha, and I'm the Dean of the Rutgers Robert Wood Johnson Medical School. And it is my honor and pleasure to welcome you today to this momentous event. I want to first actually start by saying thank you to some of our Orientation Week leaders, Maya Iglesias, Neil Patel, Talia Morchauer, Connor O'Leary, Aliana Tam, Dwani Bavad, Jojo Zhang, and all the peer mentors and the Office of Student Affairs who have worked so hard to make orientation a great success. As I understand, it's been an exciting week. I'm going to welcome a few more guests in a minute. I want to say something to the students right out of the gate. I missed you. I missed you so much on Monday, and I understand that Dr. Lewis did an amazing job welcoming you to the medical school in my place. I will say I was COVID positive. I am now 48 hours asymptomatic and COVID negative, so we get that off the table up front. You don't need to worry. It's also my pleasure to recognize Dr. Jean Clark, Professor of Medicine and Division Chief of General Internal Medicine at Johns Hopkins School of Medicine, and, as you might notice by her sweatshirt, class of '92 from Robert Wood Johnson Medical School. We are so pleased that you will be here to address us today and to welcome our students. I'd like to acknowledge and thank RWJMS Chancellor Brian Strom. Dr. Strom could not be with us today, but he sends his best wishes and looks forward to meeting all of you in upcoming events. Thanks also to Alan Lee, President of Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital, Chris Gilligan, Chief Medical Officer for Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital, and Stephen O'Mahony, Chief Health Information Officer for Robert Wood Johnson Barnabas Health. Also, thank you and welcome to the RWJUH members in attendance that are alum. We greatly appreciate your support and your partnership. Rutgers University President Jonathan Holloway also sends his best to all of you today. Also in attendance today are faculty members here to welcome you, the incoming class of 2024, to our medical school. It's ours now, yours too. I thank them for their contributions to our successes. And of course, I offer a warm welcome to the audience of parents, family members, and friends. You are to be congratulated for the encouragement that was so important in bringing our students to this pivotal point. Now, to the incoming class of 2024, I say, welcome. Welcome to Robert Wood Johnson Medical School. All of your hard work have brought you to this special place and this special moment. I want you to do me a favor. I know I told you to sit down, but now I'm going to ask you to stand back up. It's just the first of many times I'll ask you to do something. Okay, wait. That wasn't. So the reason I asked you to stand is the opposite of what happened. I want you to turn around and have a big round of applause for those of you that have supported you in this journey. So thank you to all of the members of the audience. Okay, you can sit back down. I'll ask you to stand up again a little bit later, but not now. So many years ago, I was seated, not in those seats, but not that far off, about to embark on my own medical school journey. And I'm going to just take 1 minute and share a little bit about that. So I was actually a physician's assistant before I went to medical school. And I chose to be a PA because for 3 reasons. I didn't think I was smart enough. I didn't think I had the endurance. and I didn't think I had the resources to go to medical school. During my PA training, I actually became aware of the fact that perhaps maybe I was smart enough to go to medical school. And if I was really interested and passionate about going to medical school, I probably did have the endurance to do it. Truth is, I didn't have the resources, but we'll talk about that at another event. I entered medical school. I applied to multiple medical schools. I got waitlisted. I was told on multiple interviews that you already have a career in medicine. Why should you take up a spot in medical school? I got waitlisted on a bunch. I got into one. I got into one medical school, the Medical College of Pennsylvania. I'm a proud class of '92 alum. It doesn't exist anymore. It's now Drexel. But my story would have been different had they not given me a chance. That first day of orientation, some of you may have heard some of that story about my mice, but we won't go into that today. I sat in that room 100% convinced that they had made a mistake when they admitted me. That the admissions committee must have not read my whole application, and that I was not really supposed to be there, that I didn't belong in that space. I bet if I asked the class of 2024, and perhaps actually even this group up here, to raise your hand if you've ever had a moment of doubt, if you would be accepted into medical school or if you'd make it into this part of your journey. And maybe we could do that. Could you raise your hand if you've ever had a moment of doubt? All right, you can put your hands down. Can you believe that? As you can see from the show of hands, even though you are unique in so many ways, you are the same in that feeling. Students, you are all on this journey together. You all belong here. We didn't make any mistakes in the admissions. This is the same for each and every one of you. You have all earned the right and the privilege of being here. You are all bright, motivated, and dedicated to becoming the best physician that you can be, and I am so excited to see that. You share this journey. Always remember that as you walk this path together, first as strangers, then as friends, and later as colleagues. You all begin today with both great excitement and some trepidation. And I'll tell you, the antidote to that uncertainty is a sense of community. That will elevate your confidence. Treat each other with warmth, patience, empathy, and respect. Lead with curiosity about what makes you different, and cherish what makes you the same. Remember that you all had moments of doubt along the way. Encourage each other to grow and excel. Celebrate each other's educational milestones. Always be a mirror that reflects kindness to your fellow students. That kindness will then be reflected in your patient care. If you lead with empathy with each other, you will lead with empathy in your practice of medicine. We carefully selected this class. You stood out from a sea of applications. We will encourage and champion you from the day you receive your white coat until your graduation in this very same room when you receive your doctoral hood. Thank you for your uniqueness and for the beautiful commonalities that you all share. We believe in you and can't wait to see the new heights that you reach. Today, you commit to our profession. You commit to the joys of medicine and the challenges you will face. You commit to treating everyone with respect and honoring their lived experiences. The first white coat ceremony in 1993 was created because of a commitment to medicine on the first day of medical school is just as important as the oath at the end. The tradition was created to emphasize the importance of humanism in patient care. You commit to the mission of the Robert Wood Johnson Medical School to provide high-value, ethical, and appropriate medical care through education, research, patient care, community and global health, and diversity, equity, and inclusion. Today, you are physicians in training, and you are surrounded by support. Last year, or maybe the year before, when we were lined up in this same space with the faculty for convocation, the convocation speaker, who was not a physician, we're all in our regalia outside here, all lined up, ready to go. She turned to me and she said, "Do you think the students know?" And I said, "Do I think the students know what?" And the students were lined up the same place that you were. She said, "Do you think the students know how much you all care?" I can tell you that this faculty group, the education team, cares deeply about your success, and we are here to support you. You have your peers, your faculty educators, and your family and friends all cheering for you these next few years, and I am cheering for you too. Congratulations, class of 2024. I cannot wait to watch your journey unfold. It is now my pleasure to invite Dr. Carol Terragino, Senior Associate Dean for Education and Academic Affairs, to the podium. Carol.
Dean Murtha, Dr. Clark, Associate and Assistant Deans, faculty colleagues, hospital leadership, families and friends, fourth-year Gold Humanism Honor Society inductees, and yes, you, the entering class of 2024, it is such a privilege to welcome you today in my multiple roles as Admissions Dean and Senior Associate Dean for Education and Academic Affairs. You're on the threshold of developing your professional identities with the 3 R's, and that's not reading, writing, and arithmetic, if you even talk about that anymore. The R's are reflection, relationships, and resilience. So as a partner and a mentor in your journey, beginning today with the white coat, I share some thoughts. Value your relationships, both personal and professional. Sustain yourself with human interactions. Maintain your wellness. Remember the humanity in each patient encounter. Be in the moment. Connect. Look into the eyes of your patients. I wish for you to always feel joy in your profession and connected to all of your patients. And remember, there are so many levels on which we can connect with all of our patients, and that we're more than physicians. We are individuals with our many roles as daughters, husbands, sons, parents, siblings, artists, dancers, athletes, entrepreneurs, and we should use those pieces of ourselves to connect with our patients, to go beyond the white coat, and to connect as individuals and not allow that coat to be a barrier, and sometimes to even remove the white coat to honor the sacred trust of our profession. Best wishes to all of you, and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Terragino. I'd now like to introduce our student co-coordinators of the White Coat Ceremony, Dwani Barvad and Jojo Zhang.
Good afternoon, family, friends, students, faculty, and guests of honor. Thank you, Dean Murtha and Dean Terragino, for opening this year's White Coat Ceremony and providing us with the opportunity to speak today. I'd like to start by expressing my gratitude to the Student Affairs Deans, the Office of Communications and Public Affairs, the orientation team, the peer mentors, and all who were involved in making this past week a warm welcome for our new students. Your teamwork, dedication, pride, and pure energy are simply outstanding and exemplify the best of our RWJMS community. Let me take a moment to say congratulations to the students receiving their white coats today. You have worked so hard for so long to be here today and should be so proud of yourselves. Sitting where you are is an incredible feat. It takes a certain combination of dedication, perseverance, courage, and compassion to achieve what you have done. And of course, it takes your village, the people who believed in you in times of struggle and are here today celebrating your success. It is against all odds and because of your efforts that you are here starting medical school. The White Coat Ceremony, established in 1993, has become a rite of passage for every medical student. It is the day we officially don the symbol of the medical profession and commit ourselves to learning and practicing the art of healing people. But today has many other meanings as well. It is a point of intersection in your lives, a day when your past and future meet. Today, I encourage you to look back on your path to medicine and appreciate how you got here. All the patients you've encountered, your research projects, community service events, and even your personal sacrifices have greater significance now that you are here. Today, you have arrived at where you wanted to be for so many years. As much as today feels like a destination, today is equally an origin. Each of you begins a new journey of medical training with many possibilities ahead as future physicians. You now have the privilege of learning what you have dreamt of learning for so long and witnessing some of the highest and lowest points of the human experience alongside your patients. While you might feel like you have no idea what the future holds, it also means that anything can happen. Today, you are gifted with the beauty of possibility. You will find yourself putting on your white coat many times during the next few years. Each time you do, let it be a reminder of your commitment to your patients and your colleagues. Your patients will look to you for knowledge, counsel, and empathy. Take that extra moment to ask about and truly understand your patients' concerns. What you say and do in seconds might mean the world for your patients. At the same time, your colleagues will look to you for your engagement, curiosity, and collaboration. They will see you as part of the team, even if you feel like you don't know enough, and they will value your desire to learn more. In short, let your white coat remind you to always be present, because to everyone around you, it means, I am here. You might be wondering if I have any words of wisdom about navigating medical school to offer on this occasion. I can't say that I've mastered it all, but I have learned one thing for sure so far. Medical school is what you think it is, but it's also so much more than that. You will most definitely have days of studying, followed by studying, and more studying. You will experience that roller coaster of emotions that we often hear about. However, you will also have the most meaningful conversations with your patients. You will meet some of your best friends and mentors. Importantly, you will develop a stronger sense of who you are than ever before. So, pursue the opportunities that pique your interest. Have faith in the people who support and inspire you to reach new heights. And appreciate the experiences that will shape your identity as a physician. The more you can learn about yourself during these next few years, the more you will be able to understand other people and ultimately be the best physician you can be for your patients.
From the moment you decided that you all wanted to be a doctor, whether that was 1 year ago or 20 years ago, you have been constantly charging forward. You have excelled in high school so you can go to college. You have excelled in college, you've taken the MCAT so you can go to medical school. You will excel in medical school so you can go to residency. You are constantly living to cross the next finish line. As you look forward to the next 4 years, there are going to be so many finish lines to cross. But just for today, I encourage you to pause and look back. Why are you sitting in the seat today? How has your life led to this moment right now? Sometimes we are so focused on reaching a certain destination that when we get there, we forgot what brought us there in the first place. I hope that you get a chance to remember the first patient that you ever met when you volunteered for the first time, physicians you have shadowed, or professors who have mentored you, and I hope you remember the classes that brought you joy and made you excited to learn. It is this why that is going to anchor you throughout the highs and lows of the next 4 years. And when you experience your first failure in medical school, when you think that you aren't cut out for this profession, or you feel like giving up, read the letters written to you by your loved ones and remind yourself of the community that stands behind you, many of whom are in this room today. As your White Court coordinators this year, Jojo and I have had the honor and privilege of witnessing how loved you are. We have read through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages of absolute admiration and love. So many people look up to each and every one of you, and so many people are rooting for you from all corners of the world. So as you sit here, about to embark on a brand new journey, don't forget to thank the ones who've shown you unconditional support and encouragement. I remember sitting in your seats last year, feeling so excited and grateful to be here. When it came time to recite the physician oath, there was a phrase that we had to say, which said that I will be loyal to the profession of medicine. And I remember I started crying because I think it finally hit me that I was in medical school and I was going to be a doctor. And I'm so excited for all of you to experience that same joy and feeling of accomplishment. Lastly, I hope that throughout this week you have gotten a chance to see all the love and support that we have fostered here at Robert Wood Johnson Medical School. Jojo and I can proudly say that we feel so lucky to be a part of an institution that has such immense care for its students and their education and well-being. We are fortunate that our administration, deans, and faculty entrust us to explore this profession in our own creative ways while providing any support and guidance that we may need. When I was applying to medical school, I don't remember too much because I try to block it out of my memory. But one moment that really stuck out to me was during my medical school interview here at Robert Wood Johnson. One of the faculty members had asked me a question and I was so nervous and I don't even remember what I said, but I spent 10 minutes talking about anything that was on my mind. And after I was done, I was so embarrassed. I felt that I had rambled and I thought I had ruined my chances of getting in. But this faculty member, he looked at me and he smiled and he said, "Take a deep breath. The hard part is done. You are never going to get this moment back, so enjoy it." And whenever I feel like life is going too fast, I think about him all the time. Sometimes we are in such a rush to achieve everything that we forget that we are living through our biggest dreams. In a few moments, you are going to be walking up on the stage in front of all your friends and family, and you are going to receive the most special coat that you have gotten thus far in your life. There was once a time when this was your biggest dream, and the thing that you wanted most in the world was to be here right now. So you are never going to get this moment back. So bask in the glory of all your achievements when you put on your white coat. And as you go through your next 4 years, I hope you never forget that. Thank you.
That was terrific. Thank you both. So now, actually, I'd like to introduce Dr. Jean Clark. Dr. Clark is the Frederick L. Bercanti Professor of Medicine and Epidemiology at the Johns Hopkins University. She's also the director of the Division of General Internal Medicine. Dr. Clark has devoted her career to studying epidemiology and the treatment of obesity, especially type 2 diabetes and non-alcoholic fatty liver. She served as the PI of the Hopkins site and co-chair of the steering committee of the NIH-funded Look Ahead trial of weight loss in adults with type 2 diabetes. She is a dedicated general internist and the author of over 200 articles and 4 book chapters. Dr. Clark is the recipient of multiple awards, including the Elizabeth and Emily Blackwell Award for Outstanding Contributions to Advancing the Careers of Women in Medicine from the American College of Physicians. Dr. Clark is also an esteemed Robert Wood Johnson Medical School graduate, as you can see by her sweatshirt, and we are so grateful to have her back on campus today to share some words of wisdom with our class. Please give a warm welcome to Dr. Clark.
Thank you, Dean Murtha. Thank you, Dean Terragino, the organizing committee, for inviting me to speak with you on this auspicious occasion. Good afternoon, Mr. Lee. Good afternoon, faculty, staff, students, alumni, and guests. It is truly an honor for me to be here with you today. I also want to start by congratulating the class of 2028, which is when you'll graduate, and making it to this place in your journey. This is an exciting time in your lives and an exciting time for us here too. This is also a momentous day. You have all worked very hard to get here. We know and recognize that in addition to the usual hurdles, you have also overcome the many challenges of COVID. I know you started school at that time. And if you're like me, as others have said, you did not get to this point alone. So I also invite you to turn and to your parents, your family, other loved ones who are here with you today. Take a moment to think about the people who couldn't be with you today and those who are no longer with you. And thank all of them for their support in getting to you to this point in your career. So please turn. So as you heard and can see, I'm a proud alumna of the Robert Wood Johnson Medical School. We didn't have the white coat ceremony when I came, but I can still remember the excitement of the first day. We also didn't have a week of orientation. I think we walked in and got our books and started classes. I think I got my white coat and my stethoscope near the end of second year when we were about to start our clinical clerkships. But it felt like a real accomplishment, and that's because it really is. Now you are here. You will learn so much during medical school, starting with the foundations of medicine in your first 2 years. I remember still the wonderful teachers I had in anatomy and pathology and in the systems like cardiology. I remember the camaraderie that formed with my fellow students as we studied and learned and struggled together. Yet some of my fondest memories from first 2 years included meeting a woman and her family as they journeyed through her pregnancy, meeting and having dinner and talking with a family who had a child with Down syndrome, attending an AA meeting. In these instances, as a student, I was a lay observer, but these felt closer to what I had wanted to be doing. And those patient encounters is what a white coat symbolizes. This is what I was, and I'm sure you are, striving for. Patients should be and are the center of what it means to be a physician. And although I was nervous and sometimes almost terrified when I started my clinical rotations, it confirmed to me that I had chosen the right course, the right career. And I hope that each of you feels the same, that being a physician, choosing a career in medicine is the right one for you. Because this is an amazing profession, which comes with so many opportunities and privileges. I chose a career in academic medicine, as you heard, academic general internal medicine. But my classmates and then my colleagues from residency and fellowship took different pathways, from private practice to government and policy, to large healthcare companies or insurers. I really had no idea all of these possibilities when I was starting out. So my first piece of advice is to keep your eyes open. Be open to all possibilities, and then find the path that is right for you. Being a physician also comes with significant responsibilities. The white coat, which began to be adopted in the late 19th century, symbolizes these responsibilities as well. These include the somewhat basic tenets of cleanliness and hygiene that were critical at that time. Being scientifically based, the lab coat, as well as the principles of professionalism, caring, and trustworthiness. For most of you, wearing this white coat will give you an intimate entree into some of those most precious times in the life of a patient and their family. Some of these moments will be joyous, like the birth of a healthy baby. Some of these are among the worst in their lives: a debilitating stroke, a motor vehicle collision, or a new diagnosis of a serious illness. Some of these good things will be, at least in part, a result of your good care. Some won't be. And some of the bad things will also be due to your actions, either as serious side effects that are known or risks of treatment, or as medical errors. Do not be fooled. The white coat does not protect us from making mistakes. The white coat does not make us somehow something other than human. So my second piece of advice is to learn as much as you can from and about each of your patients. Learn from the things that forge the wonderful bond that can occur between doctor and patient. Learn to be compassionate, trustworthy, and honest, but with caring. And also learn from your mistakes. Never forget that being a doctor is a privilege and a profession, and we must always strive to do better. This is an exciting time in medicine. We have never had access to more options for effective treatments for acute and chronic diseases. In my own fields of obesity and fatty liver disease, for the first time in my career, we now have medicines that can produce significant weight loss, you've all heard about them, and reverse fatty liver disease. And this is also an exciting time at Robert Wood Johnson. There's a new medical school building going up, new clinical and research buildings. There's a commitment to grow the reputation and the impact of the school, the hospital, and the health system. And now, there are all of you, the future of medicine for New Jersey, the country, and the world. These exciting advances also require us to be thoughtful and deliberate and to act with responsibility, because it has also never been so clear that there are stark inequities in healthcare. These are not the result only of structural barriers, like our financial and insurance landscape, but also the explicit and implicit biases we hold as physicians and physician leaders. The white coat confers a duty to provide good care to everyone and to make the world and our healthcare systems more equitable. So my last piece of advice is to be kind and fair while striving for excellence. Be kind to yourselves, to your colleagues, to all the members of the healthcare team. The road we have all chosen is not an easy one. This does not mean go easy on people or overlook mistakes, but help each other and hold each other accountable to do our best in a kind and respectful way. Be kind to your instructors and professors, because they are doing their best to provide you with the knowledge and skills to achieve your dreams. And most importantly, be kind and fair to all your patients and their families as you strive to provide them the very best care. Because isn't that what we all want for ourselves and our families when we're sitting on the other side of the stethoscope? So to wrap up, I encourage you to be open to possibilities and find the path that's right for you. Learn from each of your patients, from the good outcomes and the bad outcomes. and be kind and fair in all that you do, and always strive for excellence. Congratulations again. I wish you each a career of lifelong learning, fulfillment, and joy.
Thank you, Dr. Clark. So I'm going to take this moment to make an announcement and actually also provide Dr. Clark with a white coat. Dr. Clark just this week actually signed her offer letter to join Robert Wood Johnson Medical School as the new Department of Medicine chair. So I'm going to step out here and give her her white coat. It's an important bag of swag, actually. Thanks again, Dr. Clark, for those really meaningful remarks. I'd now like to introduce Dr. Daniel Meehan, Assistant Dean for Student Affairs, who will recognize the students selected for induction into the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Dr. Meehan?
I'd like to invite Dr. Dahlia Shevitz, our Gold Humanism Honor Society chapter advisor, to join me. It is our honor and pleasure to be able to introduce all of you to our fourth-year students who have recently been selected for induction into the Gold Humanism Honor Society. Robert Wood Johnson Medical School has long been a pioneer among medical schools in humanism programs. After Columbia held the first ever white coat ceremony in 1993, as you heard, Robert Wood was one of only a couple of medical schools to follow with the white coat ceremony the very next year. Several years later, a group of deans, medical educators, and experts in assessment were convened to explore the viability of an honor society to promote humanistic values and behaviors and to transform the culture of medicine. They were responding to the desire of medical educators and residency program directors to have a mechanism for identifying applicants for internship and residency who have both outstanding clinical and interpersonal skills. The result of their exploration was the birth of the Gold Humanism Honor Society, born right here at our school. That's right, when Gold Humanism was launched, we were one of the couple of schools that helped launch it. And today, over 160 medical schools and residencies have a chapter. These students are truly special. They were nominated by peers who repeatedly identified them on a survey instrument that asked questions like, which classmate would you want as an MD for yourself or a loved one? Which classmate would you most like to have work by your side as a team member? They were nominated by faculty who singled them out among their peers for their approach to all interactions. Ultimately, they were chosen by a selection committee that considered all nominations and was charged with welcoming no more than 15% of the class to join the Gold Humanism Honor Society. So as I said, you're truly special. Our recently selected students will be formally inducted into the society later this year, but we invite them to join us today to emphasize the value we place on humanistic care and professionalism throughout the curriculum, and to serve as role models for our new first-year class. So I ask that each student come to the stage when I call their name so that we can recognize them and honor their selection. Catherine Abbott. Audrey Aben. Josephina Lagan. Savani Allah. Nate Arnold. Veena Bhagavati. Melanie Fringuello. Ronald Gibson. Amalia Giraldo. Alex Chiang. Praneet Kanj. Natalia Kellum. Susan Kim. Noel Mayers. Eric Muller. Lauren Nazaro. Joseph Phelan. Lena Rajwani. Nath Samaratunga. Jake Shade. Namita Thomas. Joshua Yu. Before we give our group one last round of applause, I do want to recognize a few students who couldn't join us but are new inductees. They are Lucy Aaron, Mame Afrei, Beneath Amba, Jonathan Avendano, Shivani Ball, William Fahey, Christina Fernandez, Kevin Guerrero, Jennifer Ra, and Jerry So. So again, one big round of applause for our new inductees.
As they exit, I'll say congratulations as well, and thank you to Dr. Meehan and Dr. Sheffitt. So I'd now like to ask Dr. Carol Terragino to introduce the incoming class. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Dr. Terragino? Actually, go ahead.
So this is it. Dean Murtha's taking her spot. And do you remember when you interviewed, we did those orientation sessions after the session, and many of you asked me, what did I love the most about Robert Wood Johnson Medical School, or what made me most proud about the school? And I told you it was the amazing faculty and staff and how focused they were. So it is such an honor and a pleasure for me to introduce to you many of these faculty who will be taking care of you for all 4 years of your time here. I do want to acknowledge Dr. Archana Pradhan, the Associate Dean for Clinical Education, with whom you'll interact a lot during the clerkships. And you all know Dr. Liesl Copeland, our Assistant Dean for Medical Education and Admission. They were supposed to be coding you today, but they're both really ill. But they both send their wishes to you, and really wish they could be here for you. So let me begin. First, I'm going to introduce Dr. Joyce Afrin. Dr. Afrin is a family physician She is one of the inaugural leaders of the physicianship or patient-centered medicine course. She is the Associate Dean for Primary Care Education, and for those of you that are in the 3-year track, Dr. Afrin will be your leader. Dr. Charlotta Ayers, she's an obstetrician and gynecologist. She's the vice chair in her department, and she's also the assistant dean for multicultural affairs. Dr. Siobhan Corbett is very popular. So, Dr. Corbett is a surgeon and a researcher, and you're going to see her a lot in the curriculum as she is in charge of all of your systems courses. Dr. Sarang Kim. Dr. Kim is a general internist. She is the division chief for education in the Department of Medicine, and she is a newly appointed associate dean for the pre-clerkship curriculum, so you'll see a lot of her. Next, we have Dr. Sonia Garcia-Lombach. I don't think she needs much of an introduction. But Dr. Lombach is a family physician, as you know, and she's the Assistant Dean for Student Affairs and is also in charge of our BAMD program. I think that's it for that row. Okay. Then we have Dr. Meehan, Dr. Dan Meehan. Dr. Meehan is in the Department of, I'm just looking at the order here. Dr. Meehan is in the Department of Psychiatry, the Department of Medicine. He is a clinical psychologist, and not much of an introduction more is needed. He's one of your assistant deans for student affairs. Dr. Robert Lebo is in the Department of Psychiatry. And Dr. Lebo is an educational psychologist, and the support that he and his colleagues will provide for you is literally extraordinary. Their academic support services are the gold standard in the United States for our medical colleges. Dr. Shilpa Pai. Dr. Pai is a general pediatrician. She runs our health equity thread, and she is an assistant dean for student affairs. Dr. Paul Weber. Dr. Weber is in the Department of Medicine. He has a role between Robert Wood and New Jersey Med as the Associate Dean for Continuing Education, and you will see a lot of him as a course director for the physicianship course. Finally, Dr. Patricia Whitley Williams. Dr. Whitley Williams is a pediatrician. She is the division chief for pediatric infectious disease, and Dr. Whitley Williams is a senior associate dean for inclusion and diversity. So will my first set of coders please take their spots? Thank you. Okay, so students, if you could just, the first row could come up to the stairway. When you hear me call your name, and I'm going to try to look you in the eye, okay? When you hear me call your name, please ascend the stairway and go down to the furthest coder, okay? Are we ready? Ready? Okay. Hifsa Abase. Jishan Ahmed. Ogenavoke Ajuchi. Elian Alvarez. Nishita Amancharla. George Azrian. Voila. Okay. Vrinda Atri. Wase Uyaz. Mark Aziz. Lauren Bankalari. Zach Barda. Bethel Berhane. Raga Bhagavati. Benjamin Blitz. Christina Boatwright. Jameson Brill. Yael Brook. Gabriella Cano. Juliana Cantaruti. Abby Chan. Celeste Chung. Daniel Chowan. Alexis Choi. Sung Kwan Choi. Catherine Chrisbacher. Adriana Coman. Elizabeth Considine. Sydney Cook. Isabella Dabrowski. Neil Dalal. Mark Dawood. Jacob Dianantis. Caitlin Elise Deffler. Lawrence Dunn. Puvin Doreraj. Adriana Diaz. Jeffrey Dicker. Julia Diorio. Elena Eubanks. Joanna Tatiagi Fardad. Hannah Fawnin. Julia Feketa. Kira Fernandez. Lauren Fermansky. Garrett Galida. Regina Garvey. Beata Gelman. Julia Gertie. Jake Gluckman. Shri Goganeni. Mary Goodman. Rebecca Greenberg. Rachel Greep. David Guevara. Jennifer Gua. Hakan Guven. Mesin Hafitz. Jacob Hanna. Reese Hefner. Thomas Helenek. Naja Nicole Hill. Megan Sue. Burke Inan. Juliet Ivanov. Rithi Jadov. Anshul Jain. Meg Joyce. Zaina Karam. Alex Karev. Joshua Karp. James Keen. Alyssa Kim. Kang Kyung Kim. Henry Kim. David Kang. Robin Kang. Danielle Krinsky. Archana Kumar. Ritik Kumar. Lucy Lannon. Ava Laub. Tweeby Lee. Christine Lee. Cynthia Lee. We're going to have a little switch of our coders now. Nicole Lim. Aryan Mahajan. Evika Marcellus. Julianne Marsh. Emily Mickelson. Youssef Mirad. Lilianan Mwange Mukasa. Priyanka Nadkarni. Swati Narayan. Mohammed Nehma. Savannah Namehard. Rebecca Eng. Nico O'Brien. Kenechukwu Ogbu. Amarachukwu Okafor. Kevin Lumi. Rosemary O'Mahony. Isha Pogdal. Anna Maria Panzarelli. Anjali Patel. Risha Patel. Ria Phillip. Shushmita Priyadeep. Stephanie Quintero. Stephen Racky. Quinn Rademacher. Farzam Rukman. Nivedita Rajiv. Swara Ramaswamy. Rohan Rao. Noor Rashid. Rose Rasty. Stephen Ratner. Sanya Ravori. Pranav Reddy. Natalie Reby. Matthew Rondinella, Samuel Rosenberg, Jake Rothstein, Marjorie Rowe, Timothy Royce, Surya Sadangi, Sebastian Sands, Ramita Sajankila, Julia Sales, Alexander Silvergold, Sophie Silverstein, Shreya Singhkar, Carly Sivitz, did you hear that voice from back here? Nazar Soroka, Harini Srinivasan, Anmol Serpur, Sharif Syed, Saharsh Talwar, Emily Tasick, Monsi Tucker, Joseph Turkia, Brenna Towell, Akul Uma Maheshwaran, Catherine Vandermillen, Neil Vassaretti. Surya Venkatraman. Lauren Vera. Gabrielle Vicens. Rishika Varuganti. Sophia Wang. Kitmi Wikramasinghe. Dylan Wild. Alexandra Winters. Jenna Wish. Alexander Wirtz. Joy Shia. Catherine Yang. Helen Yong. Michelle Yao. Zachariah Yazdani. Mona Yuren. Miriam Zuffer. Okay, now, for my last three, you get to choose your dean, okay? Nicolina Zapley. Ryan Zhang. Taylor Zink.
Okay, we have one more thing. Actually, we have a couple things to do. I'm good, Beth, I got it. There's a tradition. This will be your first selfie with the dean. We will do it again in 2028. So I need the class of 2028 to please rise for me. Are you ready? And thank you to Dr. Terragino. She did an amazing job, as usual. I actually want the students and the physicians now on stage to join me in reciting our new physician oath. This physician oath was written by the graduating class of 2024, so this is the second time that we'll be using it. And it was a gift to all future classes. The oath reflects the values of our medical school, and I'm actually going to ask our student presenters to join me so we can do this together. You guys ready? All right. You have it there. I have it here in bigger print. So if you can rise, and we'll begin. I vow that
as a physician, I will serve humanity by caring for the sick, promoting health and well-being, mitigating pain and suffering, and providing kind and compassionate care. I will strive every day to do no harm to my patients, to my colleagues, or to the environment. I acknowledge that the practice of medicine is a privilege that comes with great responsibility. I will not abuse my position or power. I will not overestimate my role, nor will I underestimate my impact. I will see my patients as human beings and not as pathology, engaging them in shared decision-making and respecting their autonomy, values, beliefs, while maintaining confidentiality. I will impart knowledge with humility, striving to listen more than I speak. I will always place patients over profits, advocating to change practices that are contrary to my profession's ethics, and working toward an equitable distribution of health resources. I will not permit considerations of gender, race, religion, political affiliation, sexual orientation, ability, mental health, social standing, or immigration status to influence my duty of care, and I commit myself to addressing health inequities whenever I can and wherever they exist. I will foster an inclusive environment by cultivating a collaborative, interdisciplinary approach, respecting my colleagues across professions. I recognize that to succeed in medicine requires tremendous support, and I commit myself to paying it forward by mentoring the next generation of diverse physicians. I will strive to advance the field of medicine to improve health outcomes and to enhance the quality of care provided. I will continue learning as long as I am fortunate to practice medicine. I make this pledge solemnly and sincerely, knowing that to the extent that I live by these precepts, I shall be a worthy physician.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope you find the tenets of that physician oath as meaningful and powerful as I do. Again, I want to just take a minute and give this incoming class a huge round of applause. And I heard lots of noise before. I know you have the capacity to be loud, so let's hear it. This is a theater filled with pride. And if you could see their faces from my vantage point, you would see the joy. And just so much gratitude for the opportunity to be here with all of you. So thank you all for attending today's ceremony. We look forward to seeing you at many memorable events during the next 4 years. I ask that everyone remain seated while the students process out. And again, congratulations to this class. Thank you.